So in today's video, we're going to be looking at other options that you can look out for, other choices that you have as a registered nurse in Nigeria who is planning or looking forward to actually practice outside of Nigeria as a registered nurse. Now, it is no news that the NMCN is trying to prevent registered nurses from getting out of the country, going out of the country, and that was what my last video on this channel was all about. It's been some weeks now, and I know I just needed the rest, and here I am now. I'm just trying to make this video especially in response to a comment that I got on that video, not really on that particular video, but regarding that subject of Nigerian nurses and portal verification and getting out of Nigeria and practicing outside and verifying their certificate as a nurse in Nigeria, you know. So Valentine Chijindu, I'm sorry if I did not pronounce your name well. I believe he is a E. If I'm wrong, please let me know in the comment section. So he's saying, I am a registered nurse, but can I move to the UK as a healthcare giver while I wait for the NMCN to verify me in 2 years? So basically, according to the latest NMCN circular, registered nurses need to serve, you know, in quotes, serve their country, serve their profession in Nigeria first for 2 years after they have gotten their original license, their normal license. Mind you, that license can take months for it to come out. So from the time it comes out till another 2 years, you are not expected to even start thinking about getting out of Nigeria as a nurse. Now, he is asking if he can travel to the UK as a caregiver and be a caregiver in the UK, and then by the time it's 2 years, he can now, you know, do his verification and then become a full nurse in the United Kingdom. Now, I am a UK registered nurse, so I can only speak for the UK. I don't know about Canada, Australia, USA, New Zealand. I don't know. So basically, it is possible. That's the simple truth. I think it is possible. Now, there are different ways for you to come into the UK. Like I said, if you're a registered nurse, whether or not you did your diploma or your first degree in Nigeria. So basically, you can come to the UK to study. That's number one. That's one of your options right now. If you don't want to wait for that 2 years, you can come to the UK to study. And of course, you know that it's going to take a lot of money. And there are a lot of limitations also regarding that right now. Because some months ago, the UK has also put out its own law and says, oh, if you are coming to study in the UK for degree or for masters, you are not allowed to bring your family members, except you are coming in as a PhD student. And even for that PhD student, I think there are some PhD students that are allowed. So for you to bring your family in as a registered nurse coming in to the UK to study, it's a no-no right now. That is, if you did your diploma in Nigeria and you want to come for top-up in the UK, or you want to do your masters in the UK, you are not allowed to bring your family members. So it will be just you. I mean, you have to think about that. But if you are single, then all good. So basically, for you to study in the UK, you do not need verification of your certificates by the NMC, as far as I know. If I am wrong, please correct me. I'm open to correction. But I did my top-up nursing here in the UK, and I did not have to verify the NMCN. I've had a lot of people ask me these questions, and I have taken the liberty to ask some of my friends who actually came in to do their top-up nursing in the UK. That is, they didn't come in at first to work. Now, for me, I came in to work first. Then, along the way, I decided to do my top-up nursing. But for these friends of mine, they came originally for their top-up nursing degree. One came about 6 years ago and another one came about 2 years ago, and both of them confirmed with me that they did not need to verify with NMCN before they could actually go ahead with studying for top-up nursing. What they just needed to do, as well as what I needed to do then, was to confirm that this is the school that I studied my diploma nursing, and this is my certificate, and this is my reference from the school, and the school can confirm that yes, truly I studied with them. So for you to do your top-up nursing or to do your degree in the UK or even your master's, I do not think that you need NMCN verification. So that's one of the ways in which, I mean, if you have the money, because it's damn expensive. If you have the money, you want to go for it, go for it. Come for your top-up, come for your master's, come and study. So that's one way for you to do that. And by the time you are done with your studies, employers will be grabbing you, begging you up and down to come and join their company, come and join NHS, come and work with us and all that. By that time, you can actually decide to go for your postgraduate visa, because as of now, we still have the postgraduate visa in the UK. In the next couple of months or years, we don't know what their decision will be about postgraduate visa, but right now the postgraduate visa is still on. So you can just go for your 2 years postgraduate visa, and within that period you can take on a job as a senior care assistant or as a pre-registered nurse. So this period will allow for you to actually start your verification back in Nigeria, and hopefully everything will come together, and then you'll be able to be verified and start working as a registered nurse in the UK, of course, after you've passed all your exams. So that's one route that you can go. Another route, which Valentine was asking about, is the route of being a carer in the UK. So basically, there are some nurses that have done that, especially at the beginning of this carer visa stuff. Because you're already a nurse in your country, you come into the UK sponsored by maybe a private care, a care home, or the NHS. Mostly private care. I don't think the NHS does that actually. They bring you in as a care assistant, sometimes as a senior care assistant. And then when you get here, you can start doing your IELTS, your CBT, your OSCE, and things like that. Sometimes they require you to have done CBT before they bring you in. But anywho, they do not require you to have NMC verification before they bring you in as a carer or as a senior carer. So that's another route that people can go through. However, my major reservation with this is that you need to be prepared. You need to be prepared, because the truth is, it is not palatable. I'm sure that if you are familiar with many videos on this street of YouTube, you will have seen a lot of videos about people's experiences working in care homes, people's experiences working as a carer, especially when you know that your qualification is higher than this, but then you have agreed to come into the UK as this. So you need to be prepared. You need to prepare your mind that nothing that you see, nothing that you experience will, make you break down. Because really, people break down. There are some nonsense contracts that some employers will ask you to sign, so that by the time you are even ready to verify yourself with the NMCN, by the time you are ready to move forward as a registered nurse, they will tell you, oh, you've got this contract with us to work with us as a care assistant or as a senior care assistant for the next 3 to 5 years. So you cannot do this, you cannot do this, you cannot do that, or you have to pay this amount, you have to pay that amount. So you really need to be prepared before you sign any contract. Even if you see such opportunity, before you sign any contract, make sure that you have another pair of eyes on that contract before you sign it. Another way through which you could come into the UK right now as a registered nurse is as a dependent. I know that the UK right now has very stringent rules about dependents coming into the UK, especially when you are on a low income. But if your spouse is working with the NHS, for example, NHS is not under those rules. So as an NHS worker, your spouse can actually bring you in as a dependent. So if you're a spouse to an NHS nurse or an NHS doctor or NHS worker who is on sponsorship, then they can actually bring you in as a dependent. So once you come in as a dependent, you are free to do whatever you like, including writing your CBT, writing your OSCE, working as long as you want. However, you still need to fulfill that 2 years work experience, whatever, before you can, get your verification from NMCN. But something that keeps coming to me as a question is, because they didn't say it in the NMCN circular that we read, is that will the NMCN actually count your being here in the UK? Say you came in as a dependent, you you're being here in the UK and working with UK hospitals and care home, will they count it as part of the 2 years employment history before they allow you to actually verify your certificate to work properly as a registered nurse in the UK or wherever you are? That's a question that I have somewhere in my head. If you have an idea of an answer, please let's know in the comment section. The latest thing that I heard about this NMCN verification portal brouhaha is that right now it is on suspension and the House of Representatives are trying to deliberate on it or something like that. It's not from a confirmed source, it's just hearsay. For example, the NMCN circular, there was a letter, we all saw it, we all read it, but this particular House of Representatives members deliberating on it and all that, there was no circular, there was nothing. It's just hearsay here and there. So I cannot say for sure that it is truly true, but that is what I'm hearing around. Right now, petitions are actually going on by independent nursing associations, and the NMCN will be taken to court if they do not review this circular and this rule about 2 years. You have to have this experience and all that, Anyway, guys, I hope this video has been explanatory and expository for you. If you're a registered nurse in Nigeria trying to, practice out of Nigeria, about your options, the choices that you have right now in traveling out of Nigeria, especially if you plan on coming into the United Kingdom. If you have anything to add, please feel free to drop me a comment in the comment section. If you have any questions, also drop it in the comment section, and the good people on this YouTube streets will definitely give you an answer. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Make sure you catch up on these other videos on your screen, and I'll see you there.